Good evening. Welcome to the 27th episode of Rachel Pilcher's Writing Workshops Facebook Live. I'm Rachel Pilcher. Thank you for joining me tonight. I know that many of you are probably coming down from a wonderful celebration, a holiday, whether it's Passover, Easter, or for many of the Orthodox religions, could be Palm Sunday for you. So thank you so much for spending a few moments with me tonight. Tonight's discussion is going to be over why grammar and punctuation matters. And there are a few great reasons why, and this topic has really spurred me into thinking of quite a few things that I could talk to y'all about tonight. But first, I do want to remind you that next Saturday, I have an online workshop coming up. It's called Your Online Presence. And it's just about how you as a professional, as a writer, or as a business owner, present yourself professionally online, whether it's social media, your website, or anything other, any other type of online presence that you may have. So if you're interested, please make sure to check it out. It's Saturday, April the 27th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's done via Zoom, so you can do it right from the comfort of your own living room or even your bedroom. Just check out RachelPilcherWritingWorkshops.com for the registration details. And finally, today I'm going to talk to y'all about Panther City Review, Issue 4. That is open for submissions now through Monday, April 29th, which is not this Monday, not tomorrow, but next Monday. So I would love to have y'all submit and get some stories into me, poems, short plays, creative nonfiction, novel excerpts. I'm taking it all. So if it can be done in a literary journal, Panther City Review will definitely take a look at it. For information on registration for that and to submit, you can go to panthercityreview.com. My word of the year is focus, so that's the theme. If you have something in your drawer that might fit that theme, please join me and have that in there. So I'd love to be able to read it. Okay, so with the upcoming deadline of Panther City Review literally just around the corner, I thought I'd talk about why grammar and punctuation matters. As you're a writer, many people are always telling you, it's like, oh, don't worry about the grammar, don't worry about the punctuation, that can be fixed later. The time leading up to submitting is when you need to worry about the punctuation and the grammar. That is usually when you're looking over it and you're going, okay, how do I fix all of this? You'll want to make sure before you submit to any publication that you have had several eyes on your work, looking specifically for any kind of problems that there might be, whether it's structural. But I can tell you personally, as a publisher, whenever I'm reading work, if there are a ton of grammar issues in it, if there are a ton of punctuation issues, if you have characters talking and they don't have quotes around their dialogue, that will be a problem. And while some larger publishing companies would probably go, oh, well, we'll just fix that, we'll have our proofreader go over it, smaller presses and literary journals really do expect you to turn in as clean of copy as entirely possible. Sorry. I don't think I've had enough Easter eggs today. And just as my mother says, hi Rachel, happy Easter. Happy Easter to you too, Mom. But I can tell you, I have had several submissions to Panther City Review that have been really good stories. This is our 4th year into publication, so I've gotten some really great stories, but they've had some grammar and punctuation issues that just made it necessary for me to reject the work. I didn't have all the time in the world it was going to take to be able to correct punctuation, send things back to the writer, get it back from them to say, yeah, that does need to be fixed. That's part of the thing with most literary journals. They will not spend the time to fix edits back and forth with writers. They just kind of expect you to submit something that's going to be as clean as it possibly can be. A comma here or there, or something that didn't quite look right, I will question. But if it's throughout your entire story, there's an issue. So one of the things I do suggest is definitely have your work critiqued before submitting. So that means, it can be a big critique group. And if you know that there's somebody that is really strong at looking at the editorial side of it, looking at grammar, looking at punctuation, finding the things that you definitely need to be working on, have them read it to make sure it is error-free. And then go back and make sure you do put those corrections in. I know that I've had an issue before in the past where I've edited something that I thought it was perfect. I submitted it, and I started looking over it again, and I found 10 things that were wrong with it. I was like, oh, great. And then that didn't get accepted, and so it was in my head. It's like, maybe it didn't get accepted because I had those errors in it. So, just make sure that you have somebody look at it. And sometimes even whenever you write something, put it aside. Leave it, a week, 2 weeks, a month. Especially if you know that you have a lot of cushy time between the deadlines, and then go back and look at it, because if you are able to look at it with your own fresh eyes, then you might be able to find those grammar and punctuation issues that will stand out to somebody that is reading your work for submission. I recently submitted a short screenplay that I had written a couple of years ago to a screenplay competition. When I say recently, I did it Thursday. But I submitted it, and I have read over that screenplay, the short, and it's 13 pages long. It's not very long. I've read over that thing probably 100 times just since I wrote it. And I found whenever I was sitting down right before the submission, I was like, I'm going to read it one more time, read it through one more time just to see what I could tweak. I found not only sentences that I could make better, but I also found misplaced commas. And I was like, why is this comma here? This makes no sense. And I even read it out loud. And that can be a great way to catch those issues, is reading your work out loud. You can see where a natural breath will occur, and then put the comma there, because that's generally where a comma needs to be. So, but you want to make sure that you're submitting the most complete, cleanest copy that you possibly can do. There may be an issue or two because you can't catch everything. I know people that are professional editors that don't always catch every single thing. I'm sure you've read magazine articles or newspaper articles, and you're like, how did this get published? It's missing a comma there. Well, people miss things. But that's not going to keep you from being published if it's one or two, as your story is strong. But if they're never-ending issues, you will have a problem being able to get published, because they'll just think, well, they obviously didn't care enough to look over it. So that's just a little brief thing that I'm talking. I see Monakia has joined, and today is Monakia's birthday, so happy birthday! Happy birthday to you, Monakia! Happy birthday! I hope you have a great one, and I wish y'all all good luck. This is a very short one because I haven't had Easter dinner yet, so I'm going to go make Easter dinner in just a bit. But I hope you have found this information helpful. If you have, please make sure to click the like button down at the bottom, and feel free to share this video with others that you think could benefit from my words of advice. Thank you for joining tonight. Please join me in 2 weeks, which is going to be Sunday, May the 5th. I think I'm hitting all the holidays because now I have Cinco de Mayo. Right here on Rachel Pilcher Writing Workshops. And I wish you good luck. Have a great Sunday. It's beautiful outside. Enjoy.